the Will Show. How's everything you want to know? Keep up everything about sports so you gon' catch his flow. Never be low. Check it every day, cause he gonna upload. You gonna be happy, cause you call his flow. Talking, he gonna make you even wanna talk. Might even get inspired, take it for a walk. Listen to his voice, yeah, you have a choice. But if you don't listen, you gonna be lost. Catch your attention like Randy Moss. Share it like you really just did a toss. Kick your feet up, enjoy the show like you a boss. He's gonna make you happy so you don't worry. Like and subscribe and join the ride. Not from Alabama, but we stay roll tide. Shows every night, so you better slide. Hit the nutty zone to be on our side. It's the Will Show.
It's the Will Show. What is going on? What's going up? It is Sunday. Yes. Surprised to see us on this one on the Will Show. Well, you know what? Things happen. It's NCAA time. It's time to get this coverage rocking and rolling. It's been a lot of games been played, so got a lot of talking to do. Will I am who I am. My show. It is what it is. T Rock, what's going on, sir?
Nothing much, y'all. Just enjoying the games being played.
Oh wow, you got
I don't know what
hand
that was.
signals
That's
and
that's
all
that's
kinds of
that's my
shit today.
Naruto or something. I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know.
Ain't nothing wrong with
Magic.
that. I see. Magic. Okay. Hocus pocus ass. The Don, what's going on?
Slow motion, I tell you, slow motion over this way. Slow motion, just sitting back watching these games, being a lot of disappointment on my way.
It's got a lot of X's. That's okay. It's all good. It's all good. Hope everybody's doing well. It is what it is. The bracket time. Is the thing about it is, like I said, March Madness or March Sadness. Some people did not make the tournament. Some people did and kind of bowed out a little early, stuff like that. And some people keep on moving down the road. So we're gonna get that covered, get you guys caught up on that as we move on. But let's go ahead and let everybody know pretty much where you find 54 Sports Network, pretty much everywhere: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You don't stop. X, YouTube. 54 Sports is also Spotify, Amazon, iHeart, all that good stuff, Apple Music. So go ahead and do what you got to do. You can donate stars on Facebook, or you can go ahead and hit it on us, Venmo, PayPal, our Cash App. It is what it is. So I hope you guys, especially the ones who, I don't know, like I was telling T Rock, some malfunction on his part and my part of the bracket. I'm in there. I just can't retrieve it. Travis T Rock is not in there, but he sees some stuff on some other things. So we'll definitely get you guys updated probably during the week on that one. That's all good, man. And that's why I hit you that day. It's like, hey, bro, not on the market. Bracket. That's all right. That's me.
That's what happens when you wake up at 5 in the morning.
I'm about to clean it up though. I'm about to clean it up. I'm about to X all that stuff out. There's so many emails and things like that. So I hope everybody's doing well on their brackets and things like that. It is what it is. So let's go ahead and get people caught up on this one. Let's go do it this way. Bam. Let's get T Rock in here. All right. It's some things that's been going on, and I'm gonna do it this way. Do. We got the South bracket right here. What's going on? And we're not even gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not doing no kind of stuff as far as graphics. I just want to talk about some of these games, and I do want to hit some of these stuff that's happened on actually on Thursday. On this one, you can see in the South that pretty much. Uh, Let me see. Pretty much Alabama. Let me see. Auburn took care of business. Alabama State. Louisville lost to Creighton. That kicked it off, and we'll cover this one. Whoever got the TV on, could you turn that a little bit? Uh,
Oh, my bad.
Purdue beat High Point. Wisconsin took care of Montana. Let me see. How so? I'm going on this. Well, let me do this. Louisville, Creighton, Michigan, San Diego, Texas A&M beat Yale. You got Ole Miss who took care of Carolina. Yeah. Iowa State,
Mm,
Lipscomb, Marquette loses to New Mexico. Michigan State took care of Bryant. Uh, really, on that one, man. I mean, let's go on. Let's hit the one that's dear to our heart, the Louisville Creighton game. Um, what was your thoughts on the game? Did all that kind of stuff with that one? Because I'm definitely, like I said, I'll go in detail on my end with bird's eye view. But T Rock, what would you thought of Louisville coming up short against a hot shooting Creighton team, 89-75?
definitely a hot shooting Creighton team. It's even hotter when you're wide open. Uh, there's a lot of missed defense, especially in that first half. A lot of missed defensive assignments. Um, you know, it has become. It was well. I guess that doesn't matter, but it was abundantly clear that if the other team has a shooter, Chucky just can't keep cheating. I understand that's the way he plays.
Free safety.
But if they have a shooter, yeah, if they have a shooter, you can't lose him, and especially if dude's hot. You need to stay in his back pocket. But you know, they kept playing their style of ball, which I'm not really mad about.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see them make too many adjustments. Whether they, I don't know if they actually even needed to. They just couldn't hit shots.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not saying that the team figured them out, but you got to hit shots. Shecky wasn't hitting shots. Rain messed around, got hurt again. Uh, uh, um, Terrence Edwards hit shots, but late. By the time it was too late,
Too late. Too late.
it was just a lot of bad stuff happened in this game, and you were really hoping, especially as a mature team, they would have been ready for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But they got outplayed and, quite frankly, got out coached a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's the way I feel about it.
Cool, cool, cool. Don, what's your thoughts on the game?
I'm gonna tell you first off, the fans showed up and showed out for him. We did paint that bad boy red. Um, they, the perimeter defense was just slacking. Just like T Rock said, you just can't leave
Mhm.
guys open, and you know they are shooting and you know they are hitting. Chucky's been knowing that guy number 5 for years, and they go back some time. So he knows how he plays, and at that, you should know you can't leave that man alone. He had to be chased them, and one thing what they was doing, as I seen, they should have been. Man, I was thinking about this when watching it. They going over or under picks. It was one of them. They was
Under
going like the
picks.
wrong way,
Under
under the
picks.
pick. Yeah,
Under.
they was going, and it was like, no, don't. Next thing you know, they find that wide open man, swish. And the way it was looking like the first half. I ain't gonna put it on the official, but these officiating, Ted Valentine. I mean, we getting Teddy TV every damn game is ridiculous, and it's like no love, of course. But the second half they try to make up, but now it's too late. T. Edwards couldn't do it all by himself. He was trying to make a comeback, and everybody didn't show up to play.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. The thing about it is, I'm not going to put number 5 on Chucky just because everybody knows that all you got to do is set a pick and the dude go to the next person, all this kind of stuff like that. So going under the screen was definitely bad. You got to hedge hard. Make him give up the ball, all this kind of stuff. They had that big guy floating around in the lane where he could do whatever he wanted to do. It's a mismatch on the pick, so it was like it wasn't a high ball screen, pretty much. Pretty much, when they setting that, he's just sitting right there at that free throw. So whoever's on the backside, you can't even get around that big dude. But the big problem is that when you have people like James Scott not show up at
Not
all,
at all.
that's a problem. That don't make sense that you not. Somebody said that James Scott ran right into the locker room. I would too. 0 points. I mean, come on, man. That don't make sense. Everybody else pretty much contribute at different times and all this kind of stuff. I get it, but you didn't lose this really on the offensive end. It's a damn shame. Ray must had a high ankle sprain because it doesn't take that damn long. You know what I'm saying? We see Cooper doing his thing and he just got hurt. So different. You can have a high, low, and all this kind of stuff like that. But hats off to him for even coming out there and attempting to do what he had to do because it was clearly that he was hurt. Because when he got hurt, he didn't land on nobody. He went up for the shot, and after he done kicked legs, going on that curl. So hey, hats off to him though. Much love for doing that, and but you cannot have only one perimeter score. Shooter. You can't have that. I'm sorry. That days is over with. You have a scores. Terrence Edwards Jr. Fat is a scorer, so he gets hot.
Mm-hmm.
He can load up, but sometimes it may get a time to take going. Chucky, thank God, in the first half he decided he wanted to take the lead because nobody else was following. Noah, hey, we talked about on the bird's eye, hey, give us this, give us that. But when you got a man that's hurt, dude, you're going to have to do more than just 8 points in a game like this. This was going to be a high-scoring game, and Louisville didn't have enough bullets, period. The defense, like you said, everybody on that team can hit a three. Even the big man can go out there and shoot a three, for Creighton. If this, no matter how you say it, you have to play who's in front of you, no matter what. But NCAA, goodness gracious, right off the bat, I mean, if you're a fifth or fourth seed, you wouldn't have seen Creighton. You wouldn't see Creighton.
Mm-hmm.
Now you could have still got beat. I don't know. Rain would still got hurt. Whatever.
Right.
This is the nature. But my gosh, baby boy. And that just shows one thing, man. And out of conference schedule, bro, you're gonna have to win those games. Next year, you're gonna have to win those games. You cannot get beat to death by Tennessee, beat to death by Ole Miss. I'm sorry, you cannot do that. You beat the hell out of Indiana, who's horrible. I mean, kudos to that. You beat a West Virginia team that probably should have been in the tournament. Maybe that would have helped a little bit. But you just never see the number 2 team, the second ranked team in the ACC, get an 8 seed. I mean, that doesn't make sense. And then the dude that you beat, Clemson, and we'll talk about them, get the 5th seed, and it makes no difference because I had them losing anyway. But great season.
Ticket sales.
Yeah, great season though. Great season. Do what you had to do. This time last year, the year before that 4 years, we weren't watching nothing anyway. Most people wasn't filling out brackets or anything like that. So you did bring that joy back. And hats off. I mean, hell, we're talking about 8 wins last year, 4 the previous year. Hats off, man, because at the beginning when they were 6-5, nobody saw them going to the tournament and turning that corner. So hey, it is what it is on that one. So hey, I feel you. In this particular bracket though, man, you had Auburn advance. Like I said, they beat Creighton, played some defense. They had enough big bodies, which Louisville didn't have, to go ahead and push dude around a little bit. Michigan, with their new coach, who was scared to be Louisville coach, he's headed to the Sweet 16, beat Texas A&M. You got let me see, but you got Ole Miss and Iowa State. They get ready to play. They get ready to play shortly. And you got New Mexico, Patino against Michigan State. That's a little later on. Did anything surprise you guys, or that pretty much holds serve for you?
Well, I mean, for me, it pretty much all serve. Other than obviously where you fill out your bracket, I think I went with Marquette as opposed to who was that? New Mexico.
Yeah, New Mexico.
Yeah, yeah. So I went with them. Actually, I went with them 2 rounds. So 3 rounds now. I think about it. So that messed me up. But other than that, it's pretty much what I have.
Okay, cool. How about yourself, Don?
Obviously,
No,
check the
I
Louisville
pretty
game.
much right. Other than the Louisville loss, what affect me? But it's so funny because on one of them, I was so iffy on that game as it was because how Louisville can be and what Creighton reminds me. It just came to my head now. Creighton reminds me of a team that Pat Kelsey would have in the future. looks like a future team where all players are shooters. Just throw that out there. But other than that, nothing else really surprised me. Nothing else.
Yep. Get them portals. Because that loss moved Kelsey to 0-5 in the NCAA
Hmm.
tournament, even though he was at Winthrop and Charleston. So, he's got a bit of luxury here with the NIL money. So, hopefully, he can go ahead and take care of business. Let's
Hmm.
see. Let's go to Mighty West. Let's shrink that down a little bit. And the Mighty West. All right. On this particular one, Florida advanced, UConn beat Oklahoma, knocked out the SEC. Colorado State moved in advance. Maryland won. The Colorado State upset over Memphis. Okay. Drake upset over Missouri SEC. Texas Tech took care of business against North Carolina Wilmington. Arkansas, the Razorback, beat Kansas, fraudulent ass Kansas, and St. John's
Mm.
won on that one. Then you had some games that already been played. You got Florida advancing beating UConn. That actually happened today. You got the Colorado State and Maryland game that's going on right now as we speak. Uh, Texas Tech with that tough defense. Happy to see Drake beat Drake. And Arkansas, Calipari lets everybody knows that he still owns Rick Pitino, 75-66. Ricky Peters side, he didn't even want to play his star play, even though he was missing all kinds of shit. Remind me of the Terrence Williams thing in Indianapolis. Rick, you don't do certain things. Rick is gonna bench your
Mm-hmm.
ass. He don't care what it is. He's already got championships. So hey, you gonna play my style and play defense, or you not? Bam, bam, bam. T Rock, anything surprise you out of that as far, especially with these upsets with Colorado State and Memphis and Drake beating Missouri and Arkansas. You know what? Let me real quick. I'm not even gonna count the Arkansas, and I'm talking about the first round, and then we'll go to the second. I'm not even gonna count the Arkansas upset over Kansas because Kansas has been overrated all year.
I
Oh yeah.
agree.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
I agree. So, let's see. Just looking at mine, I was really waffling on that Drake game. I was
Mhm.
really waffling. I almost went with him, and I did not. Everything else seemed to be good for me anyway, with except the Arkansas St. John's game. I
Mm.
should have known, just
Right.
Mm-mm.
primarily because of Patino's always had issues with this guy. But I figured
Well,
this
we're
was his
still on
time.
first round. We're still on first
Oh,
round.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So no, first round. No, actually, I picked the Colorado State game. So
Mm.
I had a feeling about that. Like I said, the games I missed was I picked Oklahoma over UConn,
Right.
and then like I said, Missouri over Drake. Other than that, what I'm saying, I was still pretty solid.
Cool. Down in the first round in the West.
In the
Anything that
first,
you had?
yeah, I did have Drake. I had Drake because you know how I feel about that SEC. So it was the fact of I was looking for SEC to slowly drop off. But so I
You
figured
you gonna
the
be
one,
sick. You gonna be sick as a dog because they gonna have about
you
two or
know it.
three in a Final Four.
Yeah, exactly. Hell. But at the same time, hey,
You
it is
better. You
what
got
it is.
14 teams in.
Right.
Right. Right.
Chumps. Anyway, but the one time I'm rooting for Drake, they win. So hey. But other than that, UConn, Florida,
All
yeah,
that good stuff. All that
Penny
good stuff.
Hardaway, yeah, that was a good one to get knocked off right there in that first round.
When I see stuff like that, it just makes me. I mean, even though Louisville lost, but like Memphis ain't done nothing. And got the fifth seed, got walked right out the door, out the tournament in the first round. Also, big
Yep.
time. And that's crazy. And with the Drake, it doesn't surprise me. I think I might have took Drake on one of mine. I might not have, but it doesn't surprise me just for the simple fact when I watched them play Kentucky, I was like, dude, this is the biggest stage you ever had. Kentucky down 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players, and you couldn't win on senior night at the crib. I'm like, you overrated. And you got knocked out of the SEC. So it's like you pretty much overrated also. 'Cause like I said, the thing about Arkansas, they have talent. Then they bring back Boogie, which was a opportunity for them to release that right before the tournament and say, look, we didn't have Boogie, and we're doing this, and who don't want to see one of the top incoming freshmen play? So get us in this tournament. Well, it must be working because going into that round of 32, Florida and UConn. Florida won today. Took care of business. UConn, boy, they almost UConn. You really you had them reeling a little bit, but it didn't happen. Colorado State actually is up right now, 64-59 with 4:38 left in that game. Let me see. Like I said, TCU took care of Drake and Arkansas St. John's. So let's go on and get into this Arkansas St. John's. Ricky P and them, I thought they was kind of fit too. They don't have the offense. No, I'm sorry. The Big East, yeah, you play Creighton and stuff like that. Creighton's home also. It's just that Arkansas, besides Boogie, man, they talented. They got athletes on that team. Like you, I don't know. Maybe hit that switch. What he say at Kentucky? I'm gonna hit that switch and. I'm hit the switch and it's going
on. Was it called a switch?
He did something.
Yeah.
He did something.
Oh yeah,
tweaked it.
No,
Tweaked it.
No, I figured it out.
So,
yeah,
always do. And who better not to? Who would love to see if you Calipari on the sideline? Rick Pitino, because you could outcoach him, and you have. I don't care what no one says. He has outcoached him for years now. Years. And your team has no offense. Even the Luis guy who won it do struggle. Every time I see him play, he struggles shooting. So, he's probably averaging 40-some% field goal regardless. Couldn't do it. It is what it is. The down when you saw Ricky P, who thought he had one on his enemy and fell on his face.
Really, I don't even know myself why I even had some type of hope in Ricky, knowing the history of these two playing. I thought St. John's might come out and do a little something. I think I might have had them picked in all my brackets. And of course, Ricky P lets me down just like he has in past years before, and before, and before, and before.
Ricky P.
Calipari, I mean, like you said, though, Arkansas has been losing in SEC, but at the same time, they have athletes. They have players who can play. Yep. And they come to play, they could be dangerous. And
they come to play. They in the Sweet 16. T-Rock, what thought of Calipari and Ricky P?
I mean, honestly, common sense would have I would have went the other way. But I just really thought this was Ricky P's time. You know what I'm saying? His number, at least this time, to beat Calipari. Because I know he didn't have like the players, so to speak, that he I guess he could have at maybe a different school. But I just really thought it was his time. Obviously, it was not. Arkansas got dudes, and those dudes came to play. So,
hey,
got a dude named after the whole country.
Don't it? Yeah, he is, ain't he? Let me tell you, Ricky P, you better get with whoever that big donor is. You might want to keep some of that money you up there donating to UK.
You know what?
Look like UK don't need that help. Look like you need that help more than Pope. So you might want to keep that money, and whoever that donor is, you better go get some players, bro. Because it's kind of dangerous out there now. It's kind of dangerous, big time. Connecticut, you know what they did, loved it. First time since Florida as far as back-to-back. But I'm so glad they gone. This because they coach. Hurley's an ass, man. I mean, my God, he's talking to his assistant coach, a dude who used to assistant coach her, and he's talking to his players damn, I can't even think of his name. What's his name? What's his dad? Murray.
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 Coach Murray.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Murray gets up to say something to him, and in mid conversation, yelling to his players, he tells him to shut up and keeps talking to the player. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on, dude. Your assistant coach is supposed to come tell you stuff, bro. Like, he's so disrespectful. It couldn't have, people like, well, you know what? Maybe he should have went to the Lakers would have chewed his ass up, man. You can't go out there with no coach mentality doing that stuff. So he is where he needs to be. Now the thing about it is like, you better hope you got a donor. You better hope some of them former basketball players chip in and take care of you. Whoever, somebody need, because hey, this is the Wild Wild West now, and people get ready to reload. The transfer portal opens up tomorrow. So hey, we gonna see some movement already. We seeing more people in it. It's loading up each year, and not only are they saying the Don is leaving X, Y, and Z, the Don has already got his agent and all this kind of stuff, right? T Rock got his agent and all this kind of thing. So look, they letting you know we're gone, and I have my agent is representing me, and we're looking for a new home, if you want to say that, for some money. So thank you, Florida. I think I like Florida. I think I got Florida as one of my Final Four teams. Thank you for taking care of Hurley, so we don't have to see his ass anymore. But if you Florida, man, it's set up for you. When you look at it, it's really set up for you because, okay, Maryland, Colorado State, they don't scare you.
Not at all.
TCU, Arkansas, that don't scare you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Hey, and I'm going to tell you what. Kentucky fans, don't be surprised if they beat TCU. Texas Tech. If they beat Texas Tech. Don't be surprised if Arkansas beat them for real. Because that's a challenge. That's another team that's they wear their hard hats on defense, so they keep you in the game. And we'll see what's going on with that one. So that could be a little ugly also. All right, we in the East. In the East, my brother. In the East, you got that team that continues to rock and roll. Duke advanced. Baylor took care of business and advanced over Mississippi State. Another SEC team went to the wayside. Oregon advanced to play Arizona, who, kissing cousins. BYU doing their thing, advanced in Wisconsin also. St. Mary's and Bama. This right here is set up for Duke. If I haven't seen it myself, this is like an opening thing on this one. We just going to go right into the second round with this one because there ain't nothing to talk about on that one. So you got Duke and Baylor. Duke won today. Oregon and Arizona plays tonight. BYU beat Wisconsin. Look at that. St. Mary and Bama beat St. Mary. So it's going to be Alabama versus BYU, Duke versus the winner of Oregon and Arizona. And the crazy thing is this: Pope was at BYU how many years? He was there for a minute, right?
I'm not sure.
Never won an NCAA game. And he's at, we'll get into the Kentucky game here. He's done advanced his team to Sweet 16. And BYU's in the Sweet 16. Crazy. The Don, what's your thoughts on the mighty Les East?
Hey, myself, I've thought this since the bracket began. As in, to me, Duke was the team to beat. I look at it as one of the most complete, and who's going to knock him? Who's going to knock him out? But I got him going, and the BYU, like you said, I had them going right where they're at right now. But at the same time, they like Mark Pope who. They like to keep this train moving. But Vance getting them like moving on after Mark Pope's gone and bringing in another coach and keep it going, that's kind of impressive to me. But looking forward to if this does end up going to the point of Duke versus Alabama to set up a match, should be a pretty good one.
Should be a good one. What you thinking, T Rock?
Pretty much the same. Just looking at, just one of my brackets. Like, I missed. I thought Liberty was going to beat Oregon.
Mm,
You got to try to pull out those little small victories. I missed the Baylor game too,
Mhm.
right.
and the there was one more. Wisconsin,
Okay.
Wisconsin, BYU. So, with that being said, yeah, other than those particular games, I damn near went chalk because I definitely got Duke and Alabama in the next round as well.
Right.
Duke is balling right now.
Yeah.
Duke, everybody
Without
is
Brown,
on like
right?
10.
Without Brown, he's still
Yes,
yeah.
without Brown.
That's scary.
Everybody is on 10. Yes, and this is they're scary good right now. And I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, I know some people got them winning or whatever, but yeah, they are on fire right now.
Yeah. Young, but you know what?
Proctor.
A great mix of veterans and freshmen and stuff like that, man. That's how you
Yeah.
do it, especially when you get the top of the top. I mean, it's easier said than done. Not everybody can do that. We've seen that and all that kind of stuff like that. That Alabama and BYU game is going to be very interesting because Bama does not play defense.
Mm-mm.
Does not play. This might be like the Kentucky and Alabama score 106-100 because BYU can score points. Like it's gonna be something challenging. The problem with Duke is that everybody talks about Cooper and all this stuff. Proctor's on fire. He's lights out.
Proctor's killing
You
it.
got Canopo and all this kind of thing. You got the other guys, but they play defense. That's the whole thing with
Mhm.
James, Sion James, and that they play defense. And nobody on here, BYU don't play defense. Alabama don't play defense. Oregon or Arizona does not play defense. Duke, but hey, I think I had them win it all
Duke is-
anyway. Yeah, they tough. They tough.
I did.
Tough.
I did not.
That's we know, bro. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all good. In the Midwest, where they go to Indianapolis, advancing from the first round, you had Houston take care of business. Gonzaga, McNeese State over Clemson, Purdue over High Point, Illinois over Xavier, Kentucky took care of business with Troy, which Lord have mercy, UCLA and Tennessee. So you already had these games been played, right? So you got Houston beat Gonzaga yesterday. Purdue says McNeese State, go. You and Will Wade can go ahead and go to NC State right now. That's a wrap. Thank you and all this stuff. And if you wanted to know, the manager suppose is going to be a grad assistant at NC State because what he gonna do? He ain't going nowhere else, right? I mean, hell, he's already got endorsement deals, so it'd be foolish to try to walk away from anything collegiately, right? So he would be at NC State, so we'll see. I don't think it make a difference. Kentucky defeated Illinois, took care of business, 84-75, just a few minutes ago, and Tennessee took care of UCLA and Sky. So you got what we got. We got Houston and Purdue, Tennessee and UK. So without a doubt, there's going to be at least one in the Midwest, big time. There's going to be an Elite Eight SEC with a chance to play for the Final Four. Woo! I had McNeese State beating Clemson. I mean, I don't know what you guys.
I did too.
Don, did you? T-Rock, you didn't? You had Clemson.
Mhm.
Man, you fell for that juice. That's all right. That's good.
I did.
Go
I
ahead.
did. Admittedly. You know what I mean? But
Go ahead.
otherwise, I mean, I got everything else right in that particular bracket. At least that first round. Other than that game, everything else was right. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to complain. I think Houston is playing some great ball right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, that's who I got winning it. I got Houston winning the whole damn thing. I had to stick to my convictions. You know what I'm saying? Like,
How you do that?
I let me tell you why. Because I refuse to think or believe that an SEC team is going to win a championship.
Mm.
That's why I went with Houston.
More SEC hate.
Man,
It's not
that
SEC
again.
hate. It's not SEC hate per se. I just don't think. I mean, historically, if you look at a lot of the teams who got the
What do
most
you?
teams in, a lot of conferences who got the most teams in, they didn't win. They didn't win a championship.
True.
Right
That's
now,
true.
again,
True.
with 14 teams, you're going to have a much bigger opportunity to do so.
Odds.
I
Oh yeah,
just
without a doubt.
don't believe it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Hence why I went with Houston, because I think they're a great team. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And
right.
depending upon how the game's officiated, there's
You
no
looking,
reason why they can't win the whole
but
thing.
you're looking strong though in this. I mean, because you got to think out of the SEC teams in this one, you talk about Kentucky, who's doing well, Sweet 16, but
Mm-hmm.
can they be a Houston team playing that way? They play no defense, and they're not going to score like that against Houston. I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. And Houston's really going to have their hands full with a Purdue team that is a well
Right.
balanced team. That's going to be
Braden Smith, dope.
yeah, Rock. That's going to be yeah, he is. Him and Kaufman, the big guy. That's going to be a hell of a rock fight, big time. It's just that at that bottom with Tennessee and UK. Damn, like really, we've seen this before. This is part 3, right? Three.
Yep.
It's hard, like T Rock said before, like everybody should know, it's hard to beat a team 3 times. But every time I see Tennessee, they still can't score. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's gonna change? Like for real. Like I need Rick Barnes sitting right here to let me know what's gonna change. These are still the same players you done had. You done faced Kentucky without players, and they still done came to your place and knocked you out. You came to their place, still minus players, knocked you out. Like I don't know what's gonna change for that. I am a betting man. I just prove me wrong, Tennessee. Vol Nation prove me wrong. I don't think they can beat Kentucky. I really don't. And I know Louisville fans may not want to hear that. But when you watch it, and it is hard to beat a team 3 times. I get it. I understand that. But please let me know what's going to change. There's still the same dudes out there, bro. And let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Even though my man Butler is hurt, man, he be in Ziegler's ass. Ziegler can't do anything with that guy. So when you neutralize the head of the snake, then what you got now? This Frazier? Because all that other down low is garbage for them.
Right.
I don't know. Like it has to in order for Tennessee to beat Kentucky, it has to be played in the 60s. The 60s, low 70s. That's it. It can't get anything else 70s. because then it's a wrap. It is and it just took everything in my soul to even say 70s because I don't know if Tennessee can get there. I don't know. So I like Houston there too. I like that too, and I think the better game is really probably is going to be Houston and Purdue.
Yeah.
Better teams.
And again, that's just me because I convinced myself, late in the season anyway, that if it's gonna be a Big 12 team that wins the championship. That's just me.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I had convinced myself that that's what's going to happen. So I went with, I go with my word.
A Big 12 that name is not Kansas is hard to do.
That's true.
Mm.
That's true.
Right.
But I have faith in Kelvin.
Yeah, but too bad Indiana didn't. The Don, what you got?
That's right. You messed up, don't you?
You know he messed up. You know you messed up, right? You know you messed up. Oh man, like I said, when I look at that, I'm right with you. I mean, just Tennessee, but watching that Tennessee and that Kentucky game getting played both times and seeing Tennessee couldn't, the defense on both ends. It's like who could get to 90 first, who could get to this first, because it was so up and down and missed shots and making easy shots and just scoring. Like, come on, can somebody stop the ball? And as in you was preaching on the of course the no defense. and seeing them, for the third time, I might be right with you. I mean, I'm going to be, I don't got no game and no dog in this fight, and I don't got nobody to be rooting for. I gotta look at my bracket to see,
Right,
but at the
right.
same time, it's like I think it's gonna be hard because even Kentucky got a couple players are playing better than they was
Yeah.
during the season right now. So they stepping up. I give it to them. It is what it is when it comes down to it. And
And I ain't got them playing each other.
mm,
Actually, I got
I
Tennessee
I
there,
don't
but I
think
didn't have
I
Kentucky
don't I
there.
don't think nobody did.
yeah, I
Yeah.
Except
don't
for
either.
But
SEC
either
people.
yeah,
Yeah,
and I say I got Tennessee there, but not Kentucky. I thought
But
they were going to lose today, but that's just what I'm saying, my
when
bracket.
they play, real quick, when they played January the 28th, Kentucky won 78-73, and this was without some key players. You know what I'm saying? So we can't even say that. And just looking at that off the bat, Butler didn't even play that game. He didn't
Mm-mm.
play that game. Okay, Jackson Robinson did. So that's on the 28th of January. So you go quickly to February the 19th. No, I'm sorry. February the 11th, the rematch, 75-64 at Rupp Arena. So you done held Kentucky in check in the 70s and couldn't even get in that. Couldn't get in there. Couldn't do. Like I said, what has and in this one, this game, Butler did play, but Robinson didn't, of course. And I don't know if Carr played in the first one, but still. So you held them to 70-something points, probably 15 to 12 points below their stuff, and you still couldn't muster enough offense to do. And we know Kentucky don't play no defense.
for sure.
We know that. Update: Maryland just won on the last second jumper by the freshman, who actually a little damn went to the side fadeaway jumper.
I know,
Uh,
right?
he actually played with Cooper in high school, in that prep school.
Oh man, yeah,
Yeah,
that prep school got a
Queen.
lot of stuff.
Hell yeah, had number
Yeah.
superstars. Sweet
hmm
16, big time. But I mean, that's just me, and that's why I'm gonna do the score because it's like, hey, it is what it is. You go ahead, Don.
I mean,
It
and
feels
then
like
another
8
thing, Reg,
steps.
real quick, you got the Houston Purdue game, and that's going to be a top notch game right there. Like you said, it's going to be a prime game. You Houston lose last year to Duke in the quarterfinals last year, and then you had Purdue all the way in the Final Four last year with Zach Edey, and for them to even make it back, to get this far,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a hell of a accomplishment.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Big time.
hmm
Like you said, Edie, two-time player of the year.
Right.
Yeah.
Seven
And
foot
they on the verge of
30.
making it, back to the quarter, to Elite Eight, so whatever else if they win this. So, man,
So that ain't it funny how you stuck them two down there and you didn't put a SEC team up there? Like
mm,
really, Purdue probably should have been that third seed and Kentucky been that fourth seed, but you didn't want to take a chance that knocking both of them SEC teams out of there.
yeah, and you then you look at the only SEC, the only SEC they
Conspiracy.
put in that area was the 9 seed Georgia team going against Gonzaga, and Gonzaga ain't had one of their best years that they've had in a while, and they knock off Georgia.
Right. So it's like, yeah, let's put them two down here. Let's make them the 2 and 3 in this going to Indianapolis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
See
Indianapolis.
see, that's the missing. That's the piece because we seen it. Hey, if you don't think it's gonna be Kentucky Central and
Mm.
Indianapolis, Lord.
Right.
So yeah, so your team's got to be ready for that too. And hopefully you got some veterans, whoever it is, like I said, I'm not Tennessee. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Please prove me wrong. I don't think you will. I think Kentucky's going to go ahead and take care of business against that. But then Elite Eight, Houston or Purdue versus Kentucky at a home game. Yeah, hopefully it's Houston.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know if Purdue can take that, even though it's in Indianapolis, Indiana. Purdue's gonna be heavily, but Kentucky fans already got them tickets already gobbled up, man. That's already gone, bro.
Mm.
Yes.
That's gone. That's gone.
Yeah,
Big
but
time.
that's exactly why Louisville's an 8 seed.
Oh yeah.
You can't fill up the seats in Rupp Arena.
True. True. And you can't explain it any other way, right? You can't
Mm-mm.
explain it with the net and all this stuff that you said that you looked at, and then you can say, well, a person got hurt. The body of work versus not body of work. It was so heavily that you really wish they would have came out and said, you know what? Yeah, we kind of shitted on them. We just wanted to get them get all them Louisville fans up at the Rupp Arena,
Hmm.
pretty much.
And with
Mm-hmm.
and I'm telling you, it was at least about 500 Kentucky fans plus more in there representing their Kentucky Blue.
Of course,
Yeah, I'm like,
knowing they couldn't
I
get,
just don't understand it.
knowing they couldn't go there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't go at home. But what's crazy, how in the hell did Arkansas get a better seed than Louisville? No, man, no, they 10. I'm sorry, Kansas. My fault, man, Kansas.
Kansas.
I mean,
Yeah.
granted, they flared out, but it's all kinds of shit. I still
Yeah.
go back to Clemson. I go back to Clemson, and everybody said, well, they beat Duke. That's one game, and Louisville beat them twice. And then you go and look at the damn Memphis, and Louisville's overall stuff is way better than Memphis, but Memphis get a 5th seed.
Yeah.
And you can say, well, all them are out. It don't make no difference. It don't make no difference. You got to play who's in front of you. Would you rather play Creighton first game or second game?
Okay.
Yeah.
Or not at all? You know, come on, bro.
And then in the season in the top 10. Come on, stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buffoonery.
And then, I mean, you think about it, Creighton, and when it comes down to it, even though we shouldn't have been that 8th seed, Creighton shouldn't have been a 9th seed.
Nah, they
I
shouldn't.
give it to them.
Yeah, they shouldn't.
Shouldn't have.
Nah, and looking right at the number 1 seed if you win. Come on, bro. So Auburn was pissed too, even though they won. Like, well, hell, why we gotta
Bruce Pearl
face
was
either
pissed.
one of them? Like, what is this? That's a setup. That's a
Mhm.
setup.
Mm-hmm.
That is truly a setup. But it is, it is what it is. So I hope everybody's had their Final Four still alive. I guess mine is. I'll figure out a way to check mine. I'll figure out. I'm pretty sure I have Florida, Auburn, Duke, and I might have been chalk. I might have been Houston with that too. I think I might have been chalk. And normally I
I
don't
damn
go
near went
chalk.
chalk.
Normally
I
I
damn
don't
near
go
went
chalk.
chalk. I don't either, but I went chalk with the exception of one team, and that was a team that just won,
Right.
Maryland.
Oh, you got them going Final Four?
Yep,
Ooh wee. Okay.
I know, right? Taking chances.
On the living on the edge. I hear you.
Yeah, I got they got to live on that edge.
Yeah, living on the edge. Yes, sir. Who you have, Don?
Let me see. I'm looking right now. That all depends which bracket we talking about. I got 3 going, but
Hit that 54
My main-
sports.
on the 54, let me see here. Okay. Dang it. I was just looking at it. All right. So because I know I've got Duke. That's my champions right there.
Mm-hmm.
I do have them. So we got golly. Duke. I had Duke and St. John's playing in the championship game. And I got Auburn. And down in the Midwest, got Houston.
Mm.
Oh, I'll be damned. I had Kentucky winning. What the heck?
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
I had Kentucky
wow.
going against Houston. All right.
Oh, wow.
I shocked
Ooh.
myself.
Ooh, it look like it may come true.
I shocked myself. Shocked
Yeah.
Kentucky.
I know you did. 'Cause I
That,
know
was
it
a
took
long,
every.
that might have been a long night that night.
Yeah, had to be. Because we know you ain't picking that for sure.
Hell
I did.
no.
Actually, yeah. Ain't that something?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. All
What's
right.
up, Shannon? How you doing? Good evening, D. That's funny though. Hell yeah. I mean, but hey, like I said, thank you, PK and the Cardinals for allowing us to still breathe and play in these brackets, and you just have to go back and look at it, and be like, well, hell, the last 4 years wasn't doing nothing. So
Yeah.
This got to take the next step. This got to take the next step. Get some
I'm
other
happy
players.
that we were there.
Yeah.
This team right now brought so much joy back to the city of Louisville, back to Louisville fans and all that. You know what I'm saying? As much as I really wanted them to win, I cannot complain.
Right.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right.
That's no doubt. No doubt.
Without a doubt. You're absolutely right. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Big time. Now you know what you need. Go get it. I don't want to see scholarships not used. I don't want to see injured players that's coming in on that's inactive pretty much already. You know, it's different if they get hurt while they're playing or in practices or something like that. But to bring players that's already hurt and came back and bit you in the ass, you have enough people. That bench is short as hell. I mean, granted, hindsight's 2020, but most people got 13 players, and then the rest of them walk on. You already had 2 dudes that wasn't playing. Then got 2 other dudes who was done for the whole season. Another guy off and on, then later on the season. So it's like, come on, man. You know, you got to manage that roster a little bit better on that end. But hey, you got the money now. They reporting that Louisville was one of the highest teams, man, with the NIL money. So let's see what you can do.
8 to 10.
I think they was ready. They ready.
Yeah, you better do something.
Yeah. Are your boys getting awful close to committing? We'll see.
I've seen some 7-footers out there that look like they can play.
Yeah.
Because we can't have nobody getting 0 points at the center position. I'm sorry. We can't have
some shooters.
I say,
yeah.
I mean, because ultimately, if you
and
got
another backup point guard.
Yeah, if Kaysen sticks around, you know what I'm saying, you at least have he's 6'9", 6'10"?
6'9", 6'10", yeah.
Yeah, you have 6'9", 6'10", you have 6'10", and 6'10" with that kid from Germany.
Yeah, but I want
you know what I'm saying? No, I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying we shouldn't get a guy who can go over his left or his right shoulder. I'm not saying that.
I'm talking about a guy who can play post up, who can post up.
Yeah. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have that. What I'm saying is that you're already, looking.
Oh, the foundation's there. The
foundation.
If they stay, the foundation is there.
If they stay.
If they stay, it's there. But hey, if you got some 7-footers that that can block some shots and do all the other stuff that the other dude can do, plus throw a hook or two, hey, you can't pass that up, bro. Tell old boy thank you for your services.
Thank you.
You just gonna have to be on the bench, bro. You just gonna have to be a rotational player, man. I mean, really, how much time would he would have seen at that spot if Kaysen didn't get hurt? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Granted, he'd had them both out there, but when it comes to push or shove, like, your minutes, you wouldn't expect to play 20 minutes a game or more.
Yeah.
It's been a whole different story.
Yeah, but I feel like maybe not even Kaysen. He loves James.
Oh, he loves him. He loves him to death.
And I'm not saying that he shouldn't, right? But I feel
yes,
that if
Kaysen,
but I feel like if Kaysen is gonna be there, if anybody wouldn't have got minutes, it'd have been Waterman.
Oh, well, the problem is he'd have used him backing up. He'd have had him backing up the 3, man. He wanted that.
Had him backing up Hadley.
Because and that's because he had no shooters.
Yeah, and Traore.
Yeah, he had no shooters. Like we need shooters. We need shooters, big time. You can't have all this without people. We had one of the best shooters of all times, who couldn't even break the record because he ended up getting hurt. But still, you still have one lights out shooter. Because Waterman was, come on, man. Come on.
Because right now at the guard position, you have scorers.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And we don't even know if Corn coming back or not.
Nope, he should. We done paid for his surgery.
and him too.
You owe us. We owe us.
And him.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Where you gonna go?
Shit, go back home. I guess got that check, man. I don't know how much he got paid, but he got paid besides having that free insurance. You know what I'm saying?
Kaysen Pryor was the highest paid player.
How much did he get? Did they say?
I didn't. I don't think I read what he got, but
That's why he
Yeah,
came
that-
out. That's why he came out the blue. He wasn't on the radar. We wasn't seeing his name and shit.
I knew he was highest paid player though.
I can see it.
I didn't. I just read
Because
the other
he's
day.
supposed to
Like,
be.
oh,
Yeah, he's supposed to be primarily because he's supposed to be the best player on the team.
It was going to
so-
go through him. The
Yeah.
whole offense was going to go through him. So, yeah. Well, thank God that you got Chucky. Because
Mhm.
without Chucky on this team, Lord have mercy.
Yes, yes. Chucky was a godsend.
Yes, he was. Yeah, he covered up a lot of mistakes. Let's put it that way. And he actually allowed Terrence Edwards to get his
oh,
be
yeah.
comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because at first, what we saw the last, let's say, 12 to 15 games, it wasn't the same.
Right.
He got his groove. I can rock and roll, not knowing that dude get ready to have a baby, all this kind of stuff. He ain't getting the numbers like he used to, but he was allowed him to take a deep breath, do what you got to do. But I expect this roster to be fully loaded.
Yeah, me too.
Fully loaded. That's too much money. That's for you to go ahead and get what you need to get. Too much.
Agreed.
And they got a board meeting tomorrow. He probably going to get a raise tomorrow.
I mean, who would have thought 10 years ago, so many years ago, that we've been up here talking about it's all a structure of money on these players that we get, not recruiting, not just
Oh, yeah.
recruiting and saying
Yeah.
these guys should love Louisville for the tradition. It's about the money.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Except for them
the main
high
fact.
schoolers. Those high schoolers that, you know what I'm saying? You can still get the top 30, 40, you know what I'm saying, and get them. But hell, if they don't play, they gone after the next year because somebody's in their
Yep.
ear.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why you got teams like Duke that always got a general manager and shit. Like you really need to have that on your part of your staff as a general manager. Big
I'm
time.
sure we will.
Better. Somebody needs to go ahead and know how to do all that kind of stuff. So hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. All right, let's get on off the here. What you leaving the people with, T-Rock?
My usual, man. Everybody have a great week, man, and hope to. I guess I'll see everybody here very shortly.
The time.
All right, I got one from one of the coaches that went out today. It got on as he usually does, but I thought this was kind of interesting what he said. Just a little quote from Ricky P. He said, "You don't know what adversity is all about. That's the game of life, not the game of basketball. You don't get down when things go wrong. You dig in and get tougher. Your whole life is going to be an adversity. Learn to deal with it."
Where was you raised?
Right. You forgot that stuff. You forgot to leave it out of the speech.
Who raised you?
Who raised you? You Mongols. You
You mom.
You heathens.
heathens.
Not the mom.
Yeah, where you come from?
I
What
thought
your mama
that was
doing?
interesting.
What your
I
daddy
thought
doing?
that was funny.
As he walks out the door again.
Right.
Again.
Ching, ching, ching.
Got him. All right, thank you guys for the support. We holler at you big time. We definitely going to keep you guys abreast of NCAA, and also we'll get a little bit probably the women's and stuff like that too. So good night. God bless. Peace out.
Peace.
It's the Will Show. It's the Will Show. Only thing I know, only thing for sure. It's the Will Show. It's the Will Show. Tune in every week. He gonna let you know. It's the Will Show. Only thing I know, only thing for sure. It's the Will Show.
It's the Will Show. How's everything you want to know? Keep up everything about sports so you gon' catch his flow. Never be low. Check it every day, cause he gonna upload. You gonna be happy, cause you call his flow. Talking, he gonna make you even wanna talk. Might even get inspired, take it for a walk. Listen to his voice.